Sure, you
Right.
could have still been in high school.
Exactly.
Different coaching staff came
Yes, sir.
in. You probably didn't know what to expect.
Right.
Now looking back, I mean, how much different is it for you now going into year two after going through everything?
It has come full circle this spring for the entire team, I'd say. Last year when we were in this position, we had this coaching staff for 2 weeks. So we had 2 weeks of preparation before spring ball came, so no one really knew what to expect. Obviously, the freshmen that came in had no idea what to expect. So we were all kind of thrown in the fire, and everyone was running kind of with their heads on fire. But this spring, everyone kind of understands the deal with this coaching staff, with Coach Gus and the new coaches that have been brought in. It's been more of a normal year this year. We had spring break before spring ball this year. Last time it was spring break after. But it just feels a lot more organized, everyone kind of understands what's going on. They know their role. They know what needs to be done for this spring for us to get better and set us up for a good position in the summer and leading into the season.
How have you approached off-season workouts in the weight room?
Off-season workouts were my main priority going into this off-season. I knew that I had to get bigger, faster, stronger. I had conversations with coaches, and I had conversations with my family and with myself, too. I knew that's exactly what I needed to do to take my game to the next level and be able to give this team a better shot to win. So I just knew that was something that I needed to do, and I took my approach every single day like it was game day in the weight room. So took my nutrition very serious and took my weight room approach very serious, and I believe it's paid off a little bit for me. I gained some weight, but that's how that went.
How much muscle have you put on, do you know?
I put on about 10 pounds of muscle. Yes, sir, 10 pounds.
Obviously, UCF women's fell yesterday to
Right.
UConn, but they did beat Florida.
Right.
I know you also beat Florida. Were you watching that game tightly?
I was. Those girls competed their butts off last night. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but some calls didn't go our way last night. Maybe a little bit home court advantage, but they competed their butts off, so we're super proud of them. That was a huge win over Florida, just for bragging rights in the state as well as for recruiting for the state for the future. What we did on the football field as well as what they did on the court. It's just incredible for those girls. So we're super proud of them. Coach mentioned it today that they'll be back today, so we're going to hopefully welcome them back. But they did a super job, and we're just super proud of them, how they battled and competed their butts off in the tournament.
Like you said, obviously important to get bigger and stronger. You said you put on about 10 pounds. Are you still kind of in the middle? Are you still looking to add to that? And are you seeing benefits still? You feel a lot bigger. I know you're not live yet, but are you feeling different, physically on the field?
I do feel physically different. It's a different confidence that comes with the weight. And honestly, I do plan on putting a little bit more weight for the season. Fall camp will be a grind, so then going right into season from that, I want to have that extra weight on to be able to take some hits during the season. But no doubt, that extra weight obviously gives me some more confidence back there. I feel a lot stronger, a lot faster, and just a lot more confident in my abilities.
I know you said that you talked to your family and nutrition. Like, what was the process like? Did you have to change your diet, or you kind of get with nutritionists? Are you eating all the time? What kind of were you doing in addition to the weight room stuff?
Right. It was just keeping myself on a strict schedule on game days and stuff like that. Not really eating a whole bunch. Get back on the flight. You're just super tired. Knock out on the plane, and then you find yourself going one day eating one meal and some snacks throughout the day. So it's just things like that. Keeping consistency before the weight room, after post workout, and things of that sort, and just carrying that through the weekend as well, and just having a consistent basis for each day and each approach that I can take for the day to keep me on schedule that ultimately benefited me.
How is having John Rice, Plumley, in camp pushing you, making you better, perhaps?
It's been great. I mean, like he said, we're both making each other a lot better. He's been at Ole Miss, which is a very, very, what's the word? It's a very unique offense that they run, and they have a lot of different ways to look at things. So just getting his perspective from different points of view that maybe I didn't see it that way, or vice versa, maybe he didn't see it that way, where we can help each other with that. But we're pushing each other each day to be the best players that we can possibly be.
You and Joey have been in the quarterback room for a while. Now he's transitioning a little bit to wide receiver. How's that? How have you seen him work at that?
Joey's a special player. He brings a lot of things to the table, so super happy for Joey wherever he can contribute to this team. And that's pretty much it. Joey's a great guy, but just super happy for him. He's obviously a great athlete, great player, great quarterback, so he brings a lot of things to the table that can help this team win.
Mikey, how are you approaching this quarterback competition? Having been the starter last year, what's it like still trying to compete for that starting position?
Right, just every day trying to bring my game day out on the practice field and in the meeting room, trying to make myself better, learn from my mistakes, learn from my fellow peers' mistakes, and also learn from what they're doing good and learn from what I'm doing good. Although it's a competition, everyone can learn from each other and help each other out at the same time. It's not any animosity towards anyone. It's just whoever can put this team in the best position to win will ultimately win the job. But at the same time, it's trying to build each other up and unite our front as even more, because we are the leaders of the team. So we got to be together to have this team united together. So it's just learning from each other, making each other better each day, and taking it day by day and just working your tails off.
I know quarterbacks traditionally aren't live in practice, but, scrambling, running, is that something that you really want to maybe improve going into this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when the opportunity presents itself, play breaks down. Obviously, want to be able to get out of the pocket, extend some plays a little bit more. I know last year as a freshman, sometimes I get a little in my head, but playing with that more confidence this year, a little bit more swagger, definitely have that ability to do that. All of our quarterbacks have that ability, so that should be no issue.
How has your relationship changed or evolved with Coach Malzahn?
My relationship is just completely matured. I understand him as a coach completely more. He understands me as a player and as a person in general. Understands how my approach is to the game. I understand how he's going through things through the spring, how his mind works. So it's just made us a lot closer in this offseason, and we're just going to keep building that relationship.
What are you learning from Coach Lindsey?
Coach Lindsey brings a lot of things to the table. He's been with Coach Gus for a while now. He's been a lot of different places, a lot of great places to be. But he brings a lot of things to the table. He's developing us in unique ways, and he's a Coach Malzahn guy, so he understands what's going through Coach's head and understands how to be able to relate that to us. And he's almost like a tutor. He can relate it to us in a different way, maybe help us see it in a different way than other people can. But Coach Lindsey's been great. I've loved working with him.
Ryan O'Keefe and Flash obviously established at receiver. Who are some other guys maybe starting to emerge to be a third option there?
Yeah, Jalen Griffin has stepped up big time this spring. He's been doing some great things out there. Kobe Hudson obviously has came in. He's been doing some great things out there, going and getting the ball. And then our tight ends have stepped up this offseason too as well. Alec Holler, Kamori Gamble, Jordan Davis, Zach Woj has stepped up a lot. And then Amari Johnson, Jordan Johnson, those guys have all been working and stepping up. We've developed some great timing this offseason, so just all of them making plays, doing their assignments right, just contributes to them leading to this wide receiver depth, and it should be a great room.
What was the highlight of today's practice? If you look back offensively, was there a player or maybe an individual play? Like, what are some of the oohs and ahs maybe that might have happened today?
Let me think. I got to say, in the team session, Jalen Griffin had a route over the middle of the field, and I had to throw it with some anticipation over the Will linebacker's head, and he ran through it and turned upfield. It would have been a big play. So that play got me fired up a little bit, but there was plays going on all around the field. Too many to name.
I know you just mentioned Jalen. Is that, he didn't play a lot last year. Is that a guy maybe looking to emerge? I mean, have you been some good things from Griffin? Yeah,
I've been roommates with JG since I got here, so I've got a good relationship with him. I came in with him even though he was a JUCO transfer, but we came in the same freshman class. But for sure, I'm definitely expecting him to take the next step and be able to be a playmaker for this team.
What are you seeing from Thomas, and how do you identify with him being a true freshman?
Right, Thomas has done some impressive stuff out there. Like John Rice said, he's very athletic. He's got that wiry speed to him. He's got that quick twitch to him. But he's got great decision making. He can throw the ball, make every throw on the field. So he's been very impressive for a freshman, because I know I was in his position last year. And it's a tough spot to be in. You don't really know where you stand. So it's just competing every single day and doing what you can, learning from the guys in front of you, and just trying not to make the same mistake twice. But he's been doing a great job out there.
It's a lot to take in, and it's a lot different than high school.
It is a lot to take in. It is a lot different than high school. My high school prepared me for this very well, though. Coming from Chandler High School, they did some great things for me. But I know every program's not like that, so it's just a completely different game-changing environment. The speed's different. Guys are a lot bigger. And usually coming out of high school, you're the guy, but when you get to college, everyone was that guy. So now it's just reestablishing yourself and making a name for yourself.
I don't know if you heard John Rice talking. He was, obviously plays football and baseball. Most guys have to make a decision at some point in high school, or maybe sooner, to focus on one or the other. What about you? Did you play other sports, or did you have to make one of those decisions at some point in time?
Yeah, so growing up, my first sport was baseball. I got a little shortstop work in there. But I transitioned into playing football as well, and then I was a three-sport athlete. I played basketball as well. But then once I got to high school, it was just a deal where baseball was a little bit too slow for me. No offense, but I like the fast pace of basketball and football, and then just kind of wasn't excelling at basketball. So then in high school, I just decided to focus on football. But I still love watching basketball, playing pig or something with my friends when I get back home. But still have a lot of love for basketball and football, but just decided that football was the best option for me.
You got the number you really want now, right? You were able to switch numbers this offseason?
I was, number 13, I was trying to switch up something, make a name for that number here, I guess.
Earlier, you talked about swagger. Have you noticed an attitude from this team so far this camp?
I have. I've learned, I've seen a lot of confidence from our guys and our important units. The offensive line, that's going to be a great unit for us this year. That's going to be one of our strongest units. And even on the defensive side, we've got a lot of guys coming back this year, so that's going to be a scary defense to face for opposing offenses. And then our wideout room, getting our guys back, getting Jay Flash back, that brings a lot of skill to the wide receiver room, brings a lot of depth to the wide receiver room with him being able to work back in there coming off his injury from last year. But it feels like a new team this year, and we really got some high goals. And if we just keep stacking days, we'll see what happens. But ultimately, that's what we want to get to.
What goals?
We got championships in mind.
What's your relationship with Parker and Daniel? You guys are all from Arizona.
Right. Parker's one of my best friends. I mean, our quarterback room last year was something special. We had a great bond with everyone in that room. So Parker will be one of my lifelong friends. Obarski, coming from my rival high school, not as good friends. No, I'm playing. But no, me and Obarski have a great relationship too. It's just when I got here, I had my most communication with Daniel because we knew each other. We played each other in high school and things of that. So I didn't play Parker in high school, but I knew him because he was such a great player. He did some incredible things in high school. But just having those guys from Arizona, even other athletes or other people that are at the school from Arizona, try and find them and just get a little, just have something in common with them. So you automatically have that connection.
A Valley Boys connection?
Valley Boys connection, yes, indeed.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.